Okay, so, bada bada boom. So I got an article from The Hill. I love The Hill. I love rolling down the hill. Fun fact, real quick. When I was young, there used to be a hill near my home at a park, at a local park. And I would go to that hill, and I would roll down the hill. It was great. So, here's an article from The Hill. U.S. comes under pressure to share vaccines with the rest of the world. So I just want to say this before I even bother reading the article. The idea that we've got nation states, like, I know, right? Like, I know. Y'all know my politics. Like, okay, so you're telling me that someone drew this magical line in the sand, and that's the United States, and that's Canada, and that's Mexico, and then you do that all across the fucking planet? Bizarre, right? It's strange, right? Now, so we've got a pandemic, right? And this pandemic has a virus. It is a virus that is causing this pandemic. And viruses mutate. I know, it's unbelievable. You'd never consider such a possibility, no less. And so the idea that, like, any nation state is trying to hoard vaccines, or people want a nation state to hoard vaccines. There's a lot of right-wingers, you know, the right-wingers that don't say that the vaccine's causing 5G cancer, right? Those people are just fucking too far gone. But there's that, like, you know, Tom Cotton style, like, you know, I'm a fascist, but at least I believe in basic germs kind of person, right? These guys are like, we gotta have all the vaccines for ourselves. Why would we give our vaccines away to anyone? Well, I don't know. Maybe the most deadly variants of this virus mutated in countries that didn't have the fucking vaccine fast. Maybe, like, you know, you've got the variant that originated in Brazil, the one that originated in South Africa, the one that originated in the UK, and those are all countries that did not get the vaccine as soon as the United States did, right? And so it's like, maybe if we were to fucking actually work together as a globe and fix this pandemic as a globe instead of doing this as a country and then hoarding it, maybe these new deadly variants wouldn't be popping up all over the motherfucking place. That's just, hey, I don't know, it's just an idea. It's just an idea I had. But anyway, let's read this article. President Biden is under increasing pressure to share the U.S. vaccine stockpile with the rest of the world. The federal government has been amassing doses, growing its supply into what will likely become a surplus as the rest of the world struggles with shortages. The U.S. has purchased enough vaccines to immunize every adult in the country 3 times over. The supply is likely to grow. This week, Biden announced he had directed the administration to purchase an additional 100 million doses from Johnson & Johnson. That is the single-shot vaccination. This is what the United States should do. This is what every country that has a surplus or has the possibility of a surplus of vaccination should do. We should start a global campaign of making sure every single motherfucking person on the motherfucking planet is vaccinated by the end of 2021. Could you imagine what we would do, what, like, this country would, like, be in the eyes of the rest of the world, right? If, let's say, we did a bill, slash the military budget in half, and use that to develop more vaccinations to vaccinate the whole planet. Hey, maybe I'm just a dreamer, but hey, that'd be a lot of good press for the United States, and we could use that right about now, let me just tell you. The White House said the extra doses could be a backup for possible manufacturing issues, help vaccinate children, or serve as booster doses if they become necessary to fight against variants of the virus. And if finalized, the deal would not be fulfilled until the second half of the year, but would give the U.S. a total of 200 million shots from Johnson & Johnson, enough for 200 million people. When asked at the White House event about the widening gap between the U.S. and the rest of the world, Biden acknowledged the global nature of the pandemic, but said his goal is to bring COVID-19 under control in America first. America first? What? Whoa, Mojo Jojo.
And this is just the beginning of America First.
This is not something that can be stopped by a fence, no matter how high you build a fence or a wall, Biden said. So we're not going to be ultimately safe until the world is safe. We're going to have to start making sure Americans are taken care of first. But we're then going to try to help the rest of the world. I need to come up with a good Biden impression, but whatever. If we have a surplus, we're going to share with the rest of the world, Biden added, noting that the U.S. had already committed $4 billion to COVAX. the World Health Organization-led program for distributing the vaccine across the world. On Friday, Biden committed to working with the leaders of Australia, India, and Japan to expand vaccine manufacturing and delivery in Asia. The new commitment is aimed at addressing the shortages in vaccinations in Southeast Asia. Yet, the administration officials reiterated that the United States will not donate any vaccine until the full American population is inoculated, and did not say that what threshold the country would set before considering exporting vaccines. I think we should be a little bit more clear about this. I think it should be global. Everyone over the age of 85, boom, vaccinated. Then you go down to 75, boom. Then you go down to 65, boom. Then 55, boom, etc., 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 until you go all the way down to 15 maybe, right? This is what we gotta do. Why would we do everyone who's fucking like 40 in the United States and then have everyone who's like 82 die in fucking, I don't know, anywhere else? I mean, I don't know, man. Hey, maybe I'm just a little crazy person. The world is currently facing a vaccine access crisis, and the Biden administration has not yet established a clear framework or timeline for distributing excess vaccine doses while simultaneously vaccinating the U.S. domestic population, said Sarah Swinehart, a spokesperson for the One campaign. I just want to remind everyone that a lot of like African countries and South American countries are not expected to be fully vaccinated until 2023. I read a report a couple months ago. Now, I don't know if that's been escalated by the fact that the Biden administration has been doing some stuff in America, but so far it doesn't seem like it. And if we're at our current pace of doing almost nothing, imagine, right? Imagine, like, in 2024, right? And that's the moment, like, everyone else in the world it's disgusting to me. It's disgusting. I don't know, like this idea that we shouldn't be working together as a full as a full planet and species. The Global Aid Organization, UNICEF, which is working with COVAX to deliver vaccines, has said countries that have vaccinated their own health workers and highest risk populations should share vaccine doses with other countries. In the U.S., demand still outpaces supply, but that is beginning to change. States are opening up eligibility, and President Biden said he expects there will be enough supply for every American who wants a vaccine by the end of May. During a speech Thursday evening, Biden said every adult will be able to sign up for a vaccine no later than May 1st. But pressured and frustrated among allied countries is only pressure and frustration among allied countries is only growing after the administration said it has been keeping tens of millions of doses of a vaccine made by AstraZeneca in storage. The Trump administration ordered 300 million doses of the vaccine, but issues with the clinical trials have held up the authorization, and the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, is still waiting on additional data. The vaccine has been authorized for emergency approval in the European Union and is the primary vaccine being used by COVAX in poor countries. But even though it has not been authorized in the U.S., the Biden administration officials said they are holding on to the supply. We can read the rest of this later. Whatever. It's not, it's only a few paragraphs. But anyway, my opinion is that we should be sharing the vaccine with the rest of the world. We should be vaccinating everyone. And it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck where you live. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck what pizza topping you find the best. I don't give a fuck what your favorite fabric to wear on your fucking clothes are. I don't give a shit. You should be able to be vaccinated. You should be able to be vaccinated quickly and based on your health complications and your risk factor. That should be the way it is. It shouldn't be America first. It should be everywhere first. We are all humans, folks. We are all the same little, strands of fucking DNA just kind of floating around the fucking planet. There's not much of a difference between us. And, the virus knows that. A fucking little virus, like a few, is the virus multicellular? Is it single? I wish I knew. But either way, that motherfucker knows that we're all the same. How come we have these giant motherfucking brains, right? Look at these brains. You see this brain? You don't, because my head is there. But we've got these giant fucking brains, and somehow this virus knows more about humans than we do? What? What? Oh, Jesus Christ. We really need to get our shit together, because this pandemic will not be the last. This is going to get a lot worse, I think, throughout the next, 50 years of our lives. So anyway, that's that. That's that. There you go. I got a smudge on my motherfucking glasses. I used to think pineapple on pizza was garbage until I tried it. Billy, you're canceled.